Well, good morning, everybody. Today we will see the second module, that is data collection methods. So there are two types of data collection methods. One is primary data collection method, another is secondary data collection methods. So first we will see what is secondary data, what are its characteristics, and how it is collected. Fine. And also we will see the advantages and disadvantages of the secondary data sources. Fine. First, we'll see what is secondary data. Secondary data is the data that have been already collected by and readily available from other sources. Such data are cheaper and more quickly obtainable than the primary data, and also may be available when primary data cannot be obtained at all. Let us see the meaning of this secondary data source. Secondary data is the data that have been already collected by and readily available from other sources. It's a data source where somebody have collected this information for some purposes, which is available in various sources. The purpose behind collection of the data may be different, but this data is available in various sources. Such data are cheaper and more quickly obtainable than primary data. Yes, it is true, because the data which is already collected and stored in some sources can be accessed easily and it is quickly obtainable. As compared to primary data, the data from secondary sources are cheaper and quickly accessible, and also may be available when primary data cannot be obtained at all. Yes, in some situations you cannot use primary data collection methods. In those situations, secondary data sources will help you. Let us take a small example. Census of India. Census of India collects the information about the entire country's population, population characteristics, demographic profile of the country, socio-economic profile of the country. So they collect it for formulating various policies and also for designing various projects for the citizens of the country. This is their purpose. Whereas we use that information for different purposes. So those data are cheaper. You just go to their website and collect the information, it is available. Fine. And then quickly obtainable. Simply visiting their website, clicking on the link, getting the information, and hardly you will pay less amount for the internet. So this is about secondary data sources. Now let us see the different sources of secondary data. The first one is internal data sources and second one is external data sources. In internal data sources, we have sales figures, customer reports, trend data, sales reports, cost data, company reports, MIS data. Let us go one by one. Sales figures. Every company maintains the sales figures in their organization in terms of monthly wise, weekly wise, fortnight wise, by month wise, quarterly, half yearly, yearly. You will get the information. They keep it for their own use. You can use it for your research purpose. Territory wise, they collect the information about the sales and they keep it in their storage devices. And customer reports. Some companies maintain the customer reports in terms of customer feedback given to a particular product, customer complaints, customer enquiry, customer request for services, customer request attended. All this information is reported and prepared a report for the purpose of understanding the customers. Then comes trend data. Some private organizations or some freelance services maintain the trend data. What is this trend data? Trend data is the data which is collected yearly or maybe from decades about a particular trend. Let us take the example of apparels. Today, whatever the shirts, t-shirts, trousers we wear are having one pattern. So what was the pattern of these shirts, t-shirts, trousers 5 years back, 10 years back, 20 years back, 50 years back? So that pattern is called as here the trend data. Sales reports. Every organization maintains the sales reports. As I told you, weekly, monthly, fortnight, by month, quarter, half year, yearly, they maintain the sales reports. What was the sales in January, February, March, April? Likewise, they collect all the information, cost involved in selling the products, customer information, all that aspects will be included in the sales reports. Cost data. An organization maintains the cost data in the form of cost incurred in manufacturing a product, marketing a product, selling a product, as well as running the organization. Then company reports. Company's annual reports, company's newsletters will comes under your company reports, where they include all the information about the companies and its activities throughout the year. That information will be clubbed in one source and will be called as company reports. Then MIS data. MIS data means Management Information System. Nowadays, due to the technological advancements, the multinational companies as well as the large scale industries maintaining management information system in their organization. So this management information system includes decision supporting system, marketing information system, human resource information system, etc. So department wise, you will get the information in MIS data. So these are the internal data sources of secondary data. So these sources a researcher can use for gaining the background as well as insight about the problem, and this information can be utilized for any purpose, and these data are quickly accessible and cheaper. Then we'll go to external data sources. Competitor information, government publications, commercial publications, trade association data, directories, retail audits. Competitor information. So every organization is always keen to know what competitors are doing, what are their strategies, how they are pursuing the customers, how they are increasing their market share, how they are competing in the market. So this information can be gained by visiting some websites or by subscribing some trade journals, where you will get competitor information in the form of the products and services that they sold, the advertisements campaign that they use, the distribution channel pattern of the competitors. All the information is available except some sensitive information which is not disclosed by the company. Then government publications. Government also publishes various publications for trade and commerce. We have a district chamber and commerce associations. We have a ASSOCHAM. We have a FICCI. These are the some statutory bodies who publishes journals, reports regarding the development of their concerned industries that can be obtained easily and get the information. Commercial publications. Some private organizations or freelancers, consultancies, they also publish the commercial information about the trade and commerce of a country. There also you will get lot of information about the industries. Trade association data. Here, the similar kind of a businesses will get together and form an association, and they also maintain the data about their organizations or industries. From here also you can collect the information. Then directories like your DSNL telephone directory, Tata Yellow Pages, where you can get the information about the company's name, address, and telephone numbers. These are the important sources whenever you need contact numbers, contact details, or address of the company, then you can approach for these sources. Retail audits. Some private individuals will conduct retail audits periodically to know the customer attitude, perception, as well as behavior towards a particular product or a service. So these audit reports are also available with the private people. You can access them. So these are the external data sources where you can approach them, quickly access them, which are cheaper in nature. You can use it for your purpose. So these are the internal and external data sources of secondary data. Let us see what are the advantages of secondary data sources. It already exists, so it saves time. Yeah, somebody have collected this data for some purpose, so it is already exist in the form of papers or maybe in the form of soft copy. So it saves the researcher time in collecting, gathering, as well as filtering and organizing the data. It is often cheaper than doing primary research. Absolutely. If you conduct a primary research and start developing the questionnaires or any other methods to collect the information, it takes a lot of time, energy to collect the information. Secondary data sources are often cheaper as they are already available. It may allow you access to data you could not otherwise get. Absolutely. When you need information about the entire globe or entire the continent or entire country and demographic profile, psychographic profile, socio-cultural profile, it is very difficult for you to prepare this data. In those situations, these secondary data sources will help you. And it is having some disadvantages. In some cases, it is very expensive. For example, scanner data. Let us assume that we are requesting information from a government department through RTI. What is this RTI? Right to Information Act. Under Right to Information Act, we request some information from the some department. And the information is about 5,000 pages. Government charges around 50 paisa to 1.5 paisa per page for scanned data. So you have to pay that much of money in return of that data. So in these cases, it is very expensive. And second one, you may have a less control over how the data was collected. Absolutely. Nowadays, relying upon the data becomes a big challenge for the researcher. We don't know how the data is collected, whether the data is collected using proper methods or not. So sometimes we don't have a control over the data, how it has been collected. There may be biases in the data that you don't know about. Yeah, it happens. Nowadays, we surf the internet and visits various websites and collect the information, and we don't know whether it is genuine, reliable. Because every person who collects the information will have his own mindset, his own personal prejudices. Based upon that, he collects and he writes it in his own way. So that may not be free from biases. And the fourth one is its answers may not exactly fit your research questions. Don't think when it is readily available and cheaper, quickly accessible means for my work, it can be used directly. No chance. You need to get the data, purify the data, mold the data, and fit into your research work. It may be obsolete data most of the times, especially in social media, in day-to-day activities we see either in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, in so many social media that the data is obsolete. 10 years back data they show with today's date. So we should be careful while relying upon a data which is available either in social media or maybe in the internet. Until and unless you confirm the data is valid and reliable, don't use it. So these are the some disadvantages of this secondary data sources. So let us see the characteristics of secondary data. You gather secondary data from different sources like publications, newspapers, journals, internet, etc. So these are the some sources of secondary data sources. It is a summary of a book or a set of records. Absolutely. A researcher or maybe a person who collects the secondary data, they summarize the entire information and prepare it in the form of a book or a set of records. Collection of data, secondary data is less time consuming. Absolutely. You don't need much time to collect the secondary data from available sources. Hardly you have to spend 5 to 10 minutes. Definitely you will get the information what you desire. It provides a larger database of information. There is no limit for data in the form of secondary data. You can access any number of data through these secondary data sources. The data cannot be personally checked and verified. Yeah, that's what I told you. You can't rely upon the data which is already collected by somebody for some purpose and you cannot rely upon them. So you need to check and verify it before you use. In some cases, that data is not reliable. Yeah, it happens, as I told you, because of some people, it happens. You cannot reliable the data. So this is all about the introduction of the data collection methods. There we have seen secondary data, the meaning and its characteristics, and then we went towards the important sources of secondary data, that is internal and external data sources. Later we discussed about advantages of secondary data sources, disadvantages of secondary data sources. So this is all about data collection methods. So in our next class we will discuss about the primary data and methods of collecting primary data. Thank you.